I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you want to sleep amazingly well, this channel is for you. In this important episode, 4 super practical self-coaching tips that are going to help you answer questions like, is it because of my hormones that I can't sleep? Should I drink coffee or not? Should I go to bed at 11:30 or 11? And is insomnia causing memory problems? Hey there, and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, then a big welcome to you as well, of course. I'm really excited about this episode. 2 quick things before we get started here. My philosophy has been changing a little bit in the past few weeks, where I'm now thinking that people like myself who are sleep coaching, we should not aim to solve someone's insomnia. That should not be our goal. Rather, it should be, we should provide our client with all the tools they need so that they can become their own coaches. I now believe that is the goal. And secondly, if you're listening to those episodes where I talk to, or answer questions rather, from people from the community here, you may have picked up on the fact that a lot of questions have, like, I used kind of the same answer for many questions, and I've broken down those kind of like almost like formulas for how you can answer 4 types of questions by just plugging in the kind of your specific circumference to these formulas, if you will. So it may sound a little bit like unclear what I'm talking about right now, but you'll see exactly what I mean, and I think you'll find it really, really practical. So first one, I believe we talked about this one before, but it's a super, super helpful one. X is not the problem, but you wondering if it is the problem. And this one you hear me talk about all the time, and you can plug in all kinds of things in that X. Let's take hormones, for example. So classic question is it because of my high cortisol hormone levels that I can't sleep? Now, it's important to know that a lot of things, hormone levels, sound, all kinds of things can affect your sleep a little bit to some degree. But if you have ongoing, if you always like trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, you wonder what's going on, you have that ongoing insomnia, the only thing that can cause that is your own thought processes and own belief system and things like that. So when it comes to that ongoing insomnia, X is not the problem, but wondering if X is the problem is the problem. So if you plug in hormones there, you can say your hormone levels are not the problem, but wondering if they are is a problem. Because the more you wonder, think, could it be this, could it be that, that is a real problem. That causes so much anxiety and preoccupation that you cannot sleep. X is not the problem, but wondering if X is the problem is the problem. That's number 1. Number 2, in this case, I'm going to take a quick look here. Oh, yeah. This one is a very, very good one too. Should I do this? Classic question is, should I exercise during the day? How much? Should I drink coffee and how much, etc.? And the answer to that one is query your intent. What is your intent? Why are you doing why? So the variable here is why. Should I do why? And here's the answer to that one. If your intent is that you're hoping that why will make you sleep more, you should not do it. Okay? And the reason is that sleep is a passive process. It only happens when we're not trying to sleep. The more you try, the less sleep you get. So if you plug in something like drink coffee, then in this one, should I, and then we replace why with drink coffee, then the question becomes, what is your intent of or I messed that one up a little bit. Let's go back. Should I avoid drinking coffee? Let's put it that way. And then the question becomes, what is your intent with that? If your intent with not drinking coffee is so that you can sleep more, then you should not do it, because then you've created a sleep effort. So the answer there is, if your intent is to sleep more, if you're hoping to sleep more, you should not do why. So you can plug in anything that you're thinking about there. Now let's move along here. Is it better to do A and B? Another very common one. And this is typically a classic one is like, I've decided to spend less time in bed, which is generally speaking, a very good strategy when you have trouble sleeping. And the question becomes, should I get up at 5:30 or 6? Or should I spend 6.5 hours in bed or 5? And when it comes to those type of questions, you know, the first thing to do is always like go back to should I do why? And if the intent is not to make yourself sleep better, then it's fine to do that thing. But when it comes to like should I do A or B, most of the time the answer is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do A or B. But you thinking about whether you should do A or B, that is a problem. Like, should I go to bed at 11:30 or 10:30, right? It doesn't really matter. Just pick one and stick with it. So the answer to this one, should I do A or B, generally speaking, is it doesn't matter. But if you ponder that a lot, should I do A or B, that is a problem. So that's the third one. Number 4 here, will insomnia cause Z? This is a very common one, and we had 2 examples of that in our last Ask Daniel episode. It was Alexa asking if, you know, insomnia causes problems with appearance, skin, etc. And we had Georgie, who asked if insomnia could cause you to lose muscle mass. And in the answer to this one is no. You know, does insomnia cause Z? The short answer is no. The more complete answer is that has never been proven. There's no evidence that insomnia causes Z. The truth is actually never, there's no truth. There are no studies on these type of things. But so the answer here is no, insomnia does not cause Z, or it is unknown if insomnia causes Z. But if you believe that insomnia causes Z, then that makes it, you feel like it's really important that you can sleep. You know, sleep becomes more important. You gotta get it because you believe that insomnia causes Z, and then you don't get any Z's. A little bit of pun intended there. So again, the question, the answer here, or the formula here is like, no, insomnia doesn't cause this thing, or it's unknown if it causes this thing, Z, but it's important for you to believe that it doesn't. Because when you believe that insomnia does not cause a Z, then you have less pressure to sleep, and you sleep much better. You get those Z's. So very brief summary here. Firstly, X is not the problem, but you wondering if X is the problem. Should I do Y? If your intent is to sleep more, you should not do Y. If your intent is, no, I just want to enjoy my life, you should do Y. Is it better to do A or B? Doesn't matter. But if you ponder whether you should do A or B and go back and forth and flip-flop, that's a problem. And finally, will insomnia cause Z? Probably not. It is really unknown, but it's better for you to believe that insomnia does not cause Z, because then you'll sleep much better. So I think these are really helpful. Like take some time and think about it, and put in like your variables in these in X and Y and Z and A and B, and I think you'll find it really helpful again. So with that said, if you have any questions, please leave a comment or send me an email, and I'll be back with more very shortly. Until then, take it easy.